Have you ever felt like someone's negativity was slowly pulling you under, turning your sunny days into gray clouds? Or maybe you've noticed how certain people leave you drained, questioning your own joy and purpose. These aren't just minor inconveniences. They could be robbing you of the peace, happiness, and freedom you've worked so hard to build in your later years. So, here's the question. Are there people in your life you should avoid to truly thrive after 60? This video is not just a gentle wake-up call. It's a guide to protecting your energy, your peace, and your happiness. By the end of this discussion, you'll not only recognize the most damaging types of people to avoid, but also learn actionable strategies to safeguard your well-being. We'll explore the subtle yet destructive influence of chronic complainers and energy vampires, as well as the controlling personalities who quietly erode your independence. Through relatable stories and timeless wisdom, we'll uncover how these behaviors affect your health, your relationships, and your ability to live life fully. But it doesn't stop there. We'll also discuss empowering ways to say no, set boundaries, and reclaim your freedom. Because life after 60 is not about enduring, it's about flourishing. Whether you're seeking more peace, rediscovering your passions, or simply wanting to live a life free of negativity, this video has the insights you need. Stay with us, because the solutions we'll share might just transform how you approach this stage of life. Let's dive in and start protecting what truly matters: your joy, your health, and your freedom. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. Let's delve deeper into one of the most damaging types of people older adults should avoid: the chronic complainer. Picture someone in your life who fits this description. They have an uncanny ability to turn even the brightest day into a gloomy one, finding fault in everything around them. The weather is either unbearably hot or unreasonably cold. Their pension isn't enough, no matter how carefully they budget. Their children are a constant source of disappointment, their neighbors are too noisy, and even the world itself seems to conspire against them. It's not just the occasional venting session that we all indulge in from time to time. This is their default mode of communication, a relentless flood of grievances that never lets up. Now, imagine waking up in the morning, feeling refreshed and ready to embrace a new day. You're eager to enjoy the simple pleasures of life: a cup of coffee, the warmth of the sun streaming through your window, the sound of birds chirping. But before you can take a deep breath and savor the moment, the chronic complainer enters your world, armed with their endless list of woes. They unload on you from the moment they see you, casting a dark cloud over your mood before you've even started your day. It's exhausting, isn't it? The danger of living with or being around chronic complainers isn't just in the irritation they cause. It's in how their negativity begins to seep into your own perspective. Complaining is contagious, like a silent toxin that infiltrates your mind and rewires the way you see the world. Over time, their worldview starts to become your own. You find yourself focusing more on what's wrong than on what's right. You start to see problems instead of solutions, hardships instead of opportunities, and gray skies instead of silver linings. Their negativity takes root in your mind, eroding your ability to see the beauty and potential in everyday life. But here's the truth. Life after 60 is not a dead end. It's a chapter brimming with possibilities, opportunities to rediscover yourself, explore new hobbies, form meaningful connections, and embrace the wisdom and freedom that come with age. Chronic complainers rob you of the chance to experience these joys by pulling you into their vortex of negativity. If you want to keep your mind clear, your heart light, and your spirit joyful, you must learn to distance yourself from these toxic individuals. Think about the people in your life. How often do they complain? More importantly, how do you feel after spending time with them? Do they leave you feeling uplifted and inspired, or do you walk away feeling drained and defeated? If it's the latter, it might be time to reevaluate those relationships. Tidying up your circle of communication is just as important as decluttering your physical space. Letting go of chronic complainers creates room for positivity, gratitude, and joy to flourish. And if complainers are one group of people to avoid, let's move on to another equally harmful type: energy vampires. These are not the mythical creatures of folklore, but they might as well be. They drain your energy, your vitality, and your zest for life. The most insidious thing about energy vampires is their subtlety. Unlike chronic complainers, they don't always wear their negativity on their sleeves. They can appear warm, kind, and even generous at first glance, which makes their impact all the more devastating. Picture this scenario: a neighbor drops by for a visit. They arrive with a friendly smile and a tray of pastries, asking how you're doing and making small talk. You let your guard down, thinking they're just being neighborly. But as the conversation progresses, their words take on a different tone. "Life's so hard these days, isn't it?" they say with a sigh. "I don't know how you manage without this or that. It must be so tough for you." They don't openly criticize or complain, but their comments leave a lingering sense of inadequacy and despair. By the time they leave, you feel drained, as if they've siphoned away your energy without you even realizing it. Let me share a story about my friend Maria. Maria, a kind and selfless woman, lived with her adult daughter for several years. Her daughter was a good person, loving, caring, and well-meaning. But whenever she encountered a problem, she turned to Maria for support. At first, Maria was happy to help. She listened patiently, offered advice, and did everything she could to ease her daughter's burdens. But as the years went by, her daughter's issues began to overshadow everything else in their home. Every conversation revolved around her struggles, every decision influenced by her needs. Maria's own life, once filled with hobbies, friendships, and personal joys, became consumed by her daughter's problems. Over time, Maria found herself emotionally and physically depleted. She no longer knew where her own life ended and her daughter's began. Her sense of identity and independence had been swallowed up by the constant demands of someone she loved deeply. Maria's experience is a powerful reminder that energy vampires aren't always strangers or acquaintances. They can be the people closest to us, the ones we care for the most. So how can you protect yourself from energy vampires? The answer lies in setting boundaries. Learn to recognize the signs of emotional depletion and take steps to safeguard your well-being. It's okay to say no. It's okay to prioritize your needs. Life is too precious to spend it feeling drained and defeated. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who inspire you, and who make you feel valued and appreciated. Remember, protecting your energy is not an act of selfishness. It's an act of self-preservation. You deserve to live a life filled with joy, vitality, and peace. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Let's dive deeper into this essential truth. You should never feel obligated to live with people who constantly force you to solve their problems. Your life is your own, a masterpiece crafted through decades of hard work, experiences, and lessons learned. By this stage, you've carried enough responsibilities: raising children, navigating careers, maintaining relationships, and now it's your turn to prioritize yourself. That's not selfish, it's necessary. Every extra worry, especially after 60, can be costly. Stress doesn't just weigh on your mind, it impacts your body in profound ways, weakening your immune system, raising your blood pressure, and stealing precious energy that could be used to enjoy life. The truth is, your health is your most valuable asset in these years, and it's not worth jeopardizing for anyone who refuses to handle their own challenges. Don't hesitate to set boundaries. Say, "Honey, I need some time for myself," or, "You'll have to figure this out on your own." Those words may feel uncomfortable at first, but they are powerful acts of self-care. You're not being cruel, you're simply protecting your peace. As Buddhists wisely teach, every person carries their own karma, their own lessons, struggles, and responsibilities. By constantly stepping in to fix someone else's problems, You rob them of the opportunity to learn and grow from their experiences. Worse still, you take on their karma, their negativity, and their burdens, leaving less space for joy in your own life. Here's the hard truth. Life is too short to carry someone else's burdens. You've already earned the right to focus on yourself, to enjoy the fruits of your labor, and to embrace the freedom of making choices that bring you happiness. Now, take a moment to reflect. Are there people in your life who drain your energy without even asking for it? Do they leave you feeling emotionally exhausted, frustrated, or even resentful after every interaction? If so, perhaps it's time to reassess those relationships. Your happiness is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And ultimately, the responsibility for protecting it lies with you. The fact that you're still reading tells me something. These words are resonating with your heart. They're striking a chord because, deep down, you know you deserve better. So, let's keep talking, because there's more to uncover. We've discussed complainers and energy vampires, but there's another group of people to be wary of: controllers. You know the type. Controllers are those who feel it's their duty to tell you how to live your life, as if their way is the only right way. These people often cloak their control in the guise of concern, but their words and actions can be suffocating. Imagine this scenario. You've reached a point in life where you finally know what you want. You've spent decades working hard, raising a family, and overcoming life's challenges. Now, at 60, 70, or beyond, you're ready to enjoy the freedom you've earned. You want to try new hobbies, travel, or even start dating again. But then, someone, a relative, an old friend, or even a neighbor, steps in and starts dictating how you should live. Oh, you're too old to start something new. What's the point of taking up a hobby now? Traveling at your age? That's too dangerous. And dating? Really? Who would want to date someone at your stage of life? These words may seem harmless at first, but over time, they can erode your confidence. They plant seeds of doubt, making you second-guess your choices and dampening your enthusiasm for life. Controllers often project their own fears onto you, fears of aging, loneliness, or the unknown. But their insecurities are not yours to carry. Take, for instance, a woman I once knew. She was vibrant and adventurous, with a deep love for travel. She dreamed of visiting new places with her friends, but her adult son had other ideas. "Mom, it's not safe for you to travel. What if you fall or get sick?" "What would I do then?" he said. Out of love and concern for him, she stayed home. Year after year, she watched her friends explore the world while she remained confined, her dreams slowly fading into the background. Her son's fears became her limitations, and she lost precious time she could never get back. Your life is not a canvas for others to paint on. It's your masterpiece to create. And no one, no matter how well-intentioned, has the right to take the brush out of your hands. Buddhism offers profound wisdom here. Let go of the need for approval, and you'll find true freedom. Living your life according to someone else's expectations is like walking a path that was never meant for you. It's not just unfulfilling, it's suffocating. So ask yourself, are there people in your life who try to control or limit you? Do they make you feel small, incapable, or unworthy of pursuing your desires? What are they costing you? Perhaps it's time to set boundaries, not with anger or resentment, but with respect and firmness. Boundaries are not about pushing people away. They're about protecting your peace and preserving your right to live authentically. Remember, life after 60 is not about slowing down or conforming to others' expectations. It's about rediscovering yourself, embracing new adventures, and savoring every moment. Whether it's pursuing a hobby, traveling to new places, or simply enjoying quiet moments of solitude, your choices are yours to make. Don't let complainers, energy vampires, or controllers take that away from you. You've spent a lifetime giving to others. Now, it's time to give back to yourself. Stand firm in your decisions, honor your desires, and live boldly. Your happiness is not just important, it's essential. You've earned it. And the best part, It's never too late to start living the life you truly deserve. Adult children, an anchor or a blessing? Let's take a deeper look at one of the most complex and emotionally charged relationships in later life: the bond between aging parents and their adult children. This connection can be a profound source of joy, love, and pride, but it can also become a wellspring of stress, frustration, and disappointment. The hard truth is that living with adult children after 60 is not always a harmonious arrangement. In some cases, it can be downright devastating. Have you ever wondered why some grown children, despite being raised with care and guidance, seem unable or unwilling to stand on their own 2 feet? Perhaps you've seen it firsthand. You spent years teaching them resilience, encouraging independence, and instilling values that would prepare them for life's challenges. You sacrificed your time, energy, and dreams to give them a better future. And yet, despite all your efforts, something went awry. Instead of building their own lives, they remain tethered to you, either by choice or circumstance. Maybe they moved back home after a failed relationship or financial struggles, or perhaps they never left in the first place. What starts as a temporary arrangement often turns into an indefinite one. At first, it's small requests: "Mom, can you make me something to eat?" Or "Dad, can you help me out with this bill?" But soon, these requests escalate into expectations. "You're my parent. How can you say no?" Or worse, "You owe me this. I'm your child." If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. This dependency, cloaked in the guise of love, can quickly become a heavy anchor. These adult children, instead of flying on their own, latch onto you, holding you back and preventing you from fully enjoying your life. And as you grow older, the weight of their dependency doesn't just burden your finances, it takes an emotional toll. You may find yourself questioning your role, your worth, and your ability to reclaim the freedom you've earned after decades of hard work. What's even more heartbreaking is the way constant helping deprives them of their independence. By swooping in to solve every problem, you inadvertently rob them of the opportunity to learn, grow, and become self-reliant. In the end, both of you lose. Your child remains stuck in a cycle of dependency, and you sacrifice your well-being and happiness to sustain it. Buddhism teaches us about the dangers of attachment. We often cling so tightly to our roles, mother, father, caregiver, that we lose sight of ourselves as individuals. While it's natural to love and care for your children, it's equally important to recognize that your life doesn't begin and end with parenthood. You are more than a parent. You are a person with dreams, passions, and a unique purpose beyond raising a family. It's okay to say no. It's okay to set boundaries. Saying, "I love you, but I need time for myself, or you'll have to figure this out on your own," is not an act of abandonment, it's an act of love. It shows your children that you believe in their ability to navigate life's challenges. It also reclaims your right to enjoy the life you've worked so hard to build. Take a moment to reflect. Are there adult children in your life who rely on you more than they should? Have you found yourself putting your happiness on hold for their sake? If the answer is yes, it may be time to reevaluate your boundaries. Remember, you've earned the right to live a life that's peaceful, joyful, and free of unnecessary burdens. Lovers, a fire that warms or burns. Now, let's turn our attention to another important relationship: lovers. Love, intimacy, and companionship don't have to end after 60. In fact, they can bring incredible joy, warmth, and fulfillment in later life. However, like any fire, love must be carefully tended. Without balance and mutual respect, it can burn too hot, consuming your peace and independence in the process. Relationships after 60 are different from those in younger years. By this stage, you've learned who you are, what you want, and what you're no longer willing to tolerate. You've likely weathered your share of heartbreaks, misunderstandings, and compromises. Now, it's your time to prioritize your happiness and well-being above all else. But this is where it gets tricky. Living with a partner at this stage of life can sometimes feel like navigating a delicate dance. Small differences in routines, habits, or expectations can easily escalate into points of friction. A partner who doesn't respect your boundaries, your time, or your need for space can quickly turn from a source of joy to a source of stress. This is why many older adults are embracing a concept known as living apart together. This arrangement allows couples to enjoy the best parts of a relationship: love, intimacy, and companionship, while maintaining their independence. It's about finding the balance that works for both people. Living apart doesn't diminish the depth of your connection. In many cases, it strengthens it by preserving the autonomy and individuality that are so important in later life. Of course, not every relationship requires such drastic measures. For some, living together can be a beautiful experience, provided both partners respect each other's needs. The key is communication, compromise, and mutual understanding. A healthy relationship should uplift you, not confine you. It should add warmth to your life, not fuel conflict or resentment. Let me share a story. A woman I once knew found herself in a relationship after many years of being single. At first, her partner was attentive and loving, and she enjoyed his company. But as time went on, his habits began to clash with hers. He expected her to conform to his routines, dismissing her need for quiet mornings or time spent with friends. She realized that while she loved him, she valued her freedom even more. She chose to maintain their relationship, but from a distance. They continued to share beautiful moments together, but she no longer felt trapped by his expectations. Ultimately, life after 60 is about freedom. Freedom to live for yourself, to enjoy the peace you've earned, and to prioritize your happiness above all else. Whether that means embracing a relationship or choosing to go solo, the decision is entirely yours. You've spent decades living for others, raising children, supporting partners, navigating careers. Now is the time to live for you. Think about it. If not now, when? Life is too short to settle for anything less than joy. You deserve to wake up each day feeling light, unburdened, and excited about what lies ahead. Whether it's letting go of adult children's dependency or redefining intimacy with a partner, the goal is the same: to create a life that feels authentic, fulfilling, and uniquely yours. You've earned it. Now it's time to live it. The freedom of mature age, your life, your masterpiece. Dear friends, as we age, we are reminded of a profound truth. Your life is your masterpiece. It is a canvas painted with decades of experiences, emotions, and lessons learned. You have weathered storms, celebrated victories, and endured hardships with grace and resilience. By now, you have earned the right to step back, admire the masterpiece you've created, and live life entirely on your own terms. But what happens when others try to take the brush from your hand? What do you do when people attempt to control your choices, impose their expectations, or drain your energy? This is a pivotal moment, a chance to reclaim your autonomy and protect your peace. Setting boundaries is not about shutting people out, but about ensuring that your time, energy, and happiness are valued. Boundaries set with kindness yet firmness allow you to safeguard the life you've worked so hard to build. You are under no obligation to live by someone else's rules. You don't need to fulfill anyone's expectations but your own. Rediscovering yourself after 60. The years after 60 mark a transformative stage, a time to shift the focus inward and rediscover the essence of who you are. For many, this transition feels intimidating, even daunting. After all, much of life has been spent in service to others, as parents, partners, or professionals. But this chapter holds the potential to be the most liberating and fulfilling yet. Ask yourself, what passions and interests have you set aside over the years? Did you once dream of painting, writing, gardening, or playing a musical instrument? Were there places you always longed to visit but never had the time? Now is your chance to reignite those sparks, to reawaken the dreams that lay dormant while you focused on family or work. The Japanese philosophy of ikigai, meaning reason for being, offers a beautiful framework for this rediscovery. Ikigai encourages us to find purpose and joy in everyday life, regardless of age. Perhaps your ikigai lies in exploring new hobbies, deepening your relationships, or simply appreciating the quiet beauty of life. The possibilities are endless, and the only limits are those you impose on yourself. The gift of solitude. Solitude is often misunderstood. Some associate it with loneliness, but in truth, solitude is one of the greatest gifts of mature age. In solitude, you find space to reflect, recharge, and reconnect with yourself. It's where clarity emerges, where you can listen to your own thoughts without interruption, and where peace quietly settles into your heart. Choosing solitude doesn't mean cutting yourself off from others. It means being intentional about the relationships you nurture. Surround yourself with people who respect your independence, honor your boundaries, and add positivity to your life. True connection isn't about quantity, it's about quality. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. In solitude, you also discover the freedom to prioritize your own needs without guilt. It's a space where you can explore what makes you happy, embrace the joy of your own company, and appreciate the serenity of simply being. The courage to say no. As we age, the ability to say no becomes a superpower, an act of self-care and wisdom. You are no longer obligated to say yes to every request, every demand, or every expectation. Saying no is a way of protecting your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Imagine being asked to take on a responsibility that you know will overwhelm you. Imagine a friend or family member expecting you to drop everything for their needs. Now imagine the freedom of responding with honesty. No, I can't do that. Or no, this isn't good for me. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you wise. It's a recognition that your resources, both emotional and physical, are finite. By prioritizing yourself, you ensure that what you give to others comes from a place of abundance, not depletion. Letting go of fear. Fear often lurks in the background of later life, whispering doubts into our minds. What if I end up alone? What if I lose my purpose? What if others judge me? But fear is a poor guide. It keeps you trapped, clinging to what's familiar even when it no longer serves you. Instead of letting fear dictate your choices, ask yourself a different question. What if this brings me joy? What if pursuing that dream, setting that boundary, or taking that risk opens the door to happiness you never thought possible? Life is far too short to let fear hold you back. Courage, on the other hand, propels you forward. It allows you to make changes, embrace opportunities, and live fully. If you've been hesitating, consider this: every moment is precious. Let go of fear and step into the freedom you've earned. Building a life of meaning. As you navigate this beautiful stage of life, focus on what truly matters. Take time to reflect on these questions. What brings me peace and happiness? Who are the people who uplift and support me? What legacy do I want to leave behind? The answers to these questions will become your compass, guiding you toward a life of meaning and fulfillment. Your life is a gift, and every day is an opportunity to unwrap its beauty. Whether you find joy in simple pleasures, pursue bold adventures, or savor quiet moments of reflection, the choice is yours. Your life is your masterpiece. Paint it with colors that bring you happiness, peace, and freedom. You've earned it. Now it's time to embrace it fully. As we come to the end of this journey, take a moment to reflect. What have you learned today? Was it the importance of setting boundaries, recognizing the subtle energy vampires in your life, or finding the courage to say no to negativity? We'd love to hear from you. What's one lesson from this video that resonated with you the most? More importantly, how will you bring it into practice in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We're eager to read your stories and insights. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us reach more people who could benefit from this content. Thank you for watching, and remember, your happiness, peace, and freedom are worth protecting. See you in the next video.